Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of What's Been Hitting the Table. So this one is for the second half of October 2021. So this is a series talking about games that are already in my collection or that I've played before and that are still hitting the table now, just to give you an idea on what's kind of standing the test of time. So normally I spend so much attention on talking about new games that these older games get neglected. That's the purpose of this video. So I didn't have a very good second half of October despite having a wonderful first half. Only got, I think, 6 games played that aren't new to me. The first of which being Kashgar, Merchants of the Silk Road. This one I really have sung its praises of over the years. I still really enjoy this one. This one is a very strange game that I've never seen any other game use this mechanism, where you are collecting these cards and you're putting them in columns. And you can only ever activate the front card of each column, and then you are moving them to the back of that column. So you kind of build these bit of energies, trying to collect resources and try to sell those resources to fulfill contracts. It has a racing element to it, as you want to be the first to reach 25 points. Very simple, but I feel this game has so much more to explore. I really feel like I would really welcome more complexity to this game. I'd love a really ramped up expansion or a newer version of it, because despite being an awesome mechanism that I absolutely adore, it is still kind of tailored to that medium lightweight gamer, which does have a bit of a ceiling for me. But I love the game. I think it's really good. It works well, very smooth and extremely unique. And if you like games like Splendor or anything like that, I would really recommend giving this one as a bit of a sideward step. Also been hitting the table, we got Hansa Totonica. So this game, absolutely loving it. The more I play it, the more I enjoy it. This one is a classic route building style game, as you are trying to connect these buildings together and get points for doing so. But I love the engine building of this game, is you have your own player board here, and you are trying to invest in these different things to go for. Do you want to get more points for all of your connected buildings? Do you want to just have more actions per turn? Do you want to have a faster engine in terms of getting cards from your supply into your immediate use? Do you want to have more flexibility, move cubes around the board? Or do you want to get into the more lucrative building areas to get those majorities? Really wonderful game by Andreas Stedding. This one, as you can see, is the big box version, which comes with a bunch of different maps and things. And to be honest, I've only ever tried the base game map so far, and I still don't even feel like I'm slightly tired of that one. So much to explore with this game, and still loving it, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. Next up, I have Coinbra. So Coinbra consistently being one of my favourite games over the last few years when I've had this one. This one is by Virginia Gili and Flaminia Brasini, two of my favourite designers. And this one is dice driven, as a lot of Euros are nowadays. This one still one of the best of that genre, as you are drafting dice and then you're using those dice to buy cards, but the higher the pit value means you're going to have to spend more money, and also the colour of that dice is important because it relates to these tracks which let you do really cool things such as get income in money or these military points, straight up points, or be able to move around this map to collect bonuses as you go. Such satisfying engine building here as you're collecting cards and adding them to your player board, so when certain points in the game happen you get amped up versions and better versions of it. I'm really happy to get this back to the table because I hadn't played it in quite some time, and there's no better feeling when you go and play an old favourite and it's as good, if not better, than you remembered it to be. And Coinbra is an example of that. Love this game, it's absolutely tremendous. Coinbra. Next up, despite not playing too many games this month, at least I played some quite meaty games, and another one of those is Citrus. So I played a 2-player game of Citrus this week. This one is another really underrated tile placement game. It almost feels like a Reiner Knizia game, as you are placing these tiles out on this board. And the way you draft these tiles is really interesting, as you've got this kind of this matrix of squares here, and you can either take a row or column of those, and depending on how wide that or long that column is or row is, and you have to pay the relevant amount of coins, and you're putting them onto the board trying to extend these orchards and basically trying to surround these fincas, which are your kind of area control points. But I love the balancing of this game, as you want to not only have coverage on the board because you want to control those fincas when it comes to scoring, but you only got, I think it's 5 or 6 workers And for every worker that you have out on the board means that you have less money when you take it off the board and put it on your own player board. And money is extremely tight. Wonderfully, wonderfully tense decisions and agonising decisions at times. But that is really what works in the favour of this one. Even works really well for a two-player game. And normally area majority games, area control games don't work well at two. This one is an exception for that. I think I do prefer it at higher player counts. I know a lot of people would argue that point. I think it does play best at 2, but I think I prefer it at 3 or 4. But it still works really well. Really enjoying it, and a bit like Coinbra. If you play an old game that you haven't played in a while, which I haven't played Citrus for in a long time, and it just reminds you about how good they are. So yeah, love this one still, and still a top recommendation. I've also played another couple of smaller games. The first one being Bandido, that's from at a friend's house. Still kind of on the fence of that one. It's okay. Managed to win it. It was fine. A very simple light game where you're working together, trying to block off all these routes to stop the prisoner escaping prison. Works fine. It's okay. It is what it is, really. And the other game is Runestone. So Runestone's a game that I liked the first time I played it. I wasn't blown away with it. Second time I played it, I enjoyed it quite a bit more, and it's another example of how versatile Rudiger Dawn is. So Rudiger Dawn made so many different types of games, and this is another one that incorporates an element of deck building as you're acquiring these cards, and then at times you can combine these cards together and you get rid of the one with the highest number assigned to it. So you really do need this flow of income of cards, and then you're spending those cards to obviously get the benefits from them, to collect these gems, and you can convert these gems into runestones, which get you these really cool powers. So I like the flow of this one. It works really quick. It only takes about an hour to play. And I think this is a really solid design. Again, it's probably one that's flown under the radar somewhat. But I think it's a really good game by Rudiger and Queen Games. And one to check out if you do like your deck building. And you like those kind of, I suppose I'd call it maybe medium weight, but maybe a slight bit lighter than that. And I like it. I think it's a really good game. And if my friend didn't have it, I might even consider getting it myself. So that is Runestone. It's one to definitely check out if it appeals to you. So there we go. That's all the games that we've played in the second half. So not a tremendous amount. You can't always play it. Obviously, life gets in the way. But at least I played some good ones. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, please hit like and subscribe to the channel. And check out my other videos too. And for everyone else, I'll see you next time on Chairman of the Board. Bye.